terms of season 3 of Fun in the Sun, this is the exact same way we began last year's Summer Randomness video. Want to go look at that? Check it out like Kevin LePage. Link is in the description. But anyway, as for season 3 of Fun in the Sun, the end is near. Obviously, as we all know, this should have happened yesterday to commemorate it being the first of final 31 days for season for this, time of year in particular. But my energy set, I had other plans. Decided to run my body out of gas as soon as I got home and took care of the trash, and then knocked my ass out in the bedroom. So therefore, we had to do a makeup date. So immediately after today, not like I had initial upload plans for today anyway, but can't believe the last full month of Fun in the Sun is officially here for season 3. It just goes faster and faster every single year. So this is, you could tell by the intro, just like the one last year, this is the 2023 edition of Summer Randomness. So, to kick off the month full of content, to knock out what's left of this third season of Fun in the Sun. Because even after all my younger friends go back to school, we're still going to have like a week or two left. We got the Lorain County Fair, and then, of course, the finale week, which obviously we all know is August 31st. Now, there's a lot of batch of content besides the Corn Fest and MIS and possible haircut video. So, Saturday for the Corn Fest weekend. Well, depending if I'm able to go Friday or Sunday. If we go to the Corn Fest Friday, there'll be a video on that then. But if we go Sunday, there'll be a video Sunday instead. So, therefore, but that same Saturday, regardless, no matter which day we go, there will be a haircut videos. We're collaborating again with Razors, aka Nick Nero. Look out, Maddie's coming down the street. We better get the fuck out the way. That's what I was hearing up in the bedroom and I was getting ready. Yep, that's him. Go subscribe to Matt McKnight. Link is in the description. But yeah, so here's a batch of content you will and or will possibly be seeing this month to knock out season 3 of Fun in the Sun. Besides the usual suspects, the final MIS vlog, final NASCAR race trip vlog for a while, the Corn Fest and a haircut video, and of course, besides Poker Game Night season 2, what I think will be episode 6, the third weekend of August. So there'll be 2 Lorain County Fair videos, because I have a series dedicated to some meaningless things. I think are meaningless to some people, but are meaningful to me. There's going to be, let me see, episode 1. So, episode 4 and 5 of Lorain County Fair Adventures. The very first one we're going to record with ViaQuest for episode 4 on the 22nd. And then episode 5, finally, we'll get to release a true legitimate episode. Like we've been meaning to post with my dad for the longest time. The one I recorded in 2018, which should have been episode 2, meaning that the Triad one should have been episode 3. The one last year should have been episode 4, and episode 5 and 6 should be the ones this year. But we had a little change of plans. The 2018 one with my dad was recorded and ready to upload, but I wasn't even all ready to go at all. I wanted to stay a little longer. I don't know who that is. I wanted to stay a little longer, but of course, I was getting ready to ride a ride. I was getting ready to ride a jumbo-sized version of the Scrambler, whatever that may be called. And they were nice enough to play some Ricky Martin for me. I was toward the front of the line and they were going to play it as I rode it. But then right as we were, oh shit. I swear to God, I look forward to the day butterflies and moths go extinct forever. So that way I don't have to be afraid anymore. But anyway, so when we recorded the one that never got released in 2018 with my dad, I was actually getting ready to get on the ride and play my Ricky. But then before me and my stepbrother Kevin are even ready to leave, we're not even ready. We were nowhere near ready to leave. It was still relatively early in the night. It had not gotten completely dark yet, or even a tad bit dark. My dad texted me like, "Tom, let's go home." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I'm about to get my Ricky Martin on a ride and you're just gonna fucking ruin it." I mean, I don't want to rant too much about him because then he'll see this and then he'll get mad at me. But that's exactly what I did. I went on a rant about how I viewed him in 2018. Obviously, I think a little different now. It's still a little bit the same, but not as frequent, not as bad. I feel like he is getting better and, caring about my feelings more, even if he does care about his own. at times when he doesn't realize it, and sometimes in the heat of the moment, I'm not, realizing it, only because, I'm trying to, I don't know, man. But anyway, I went on a rant about it, and therefore, when I uploaded it, I edited it. I thought, well, let's not upload this, because what if I upload it and he ends up stumbling across it by accident, and then he gets mad at me for exposing him on what he did and all that stuff. So it just goes to show you, I was caring about him. Like, I mean, the thing is, it's not that he doesn't care about me, and the fact that, his divorce and separation from my mom nowadays doesn't bother me as much as it did in the beginning. But it's like, the real point is, I really don't understand the things he does sometimes, whether it's for the greater good or the I don't know what the opposite of greater good is, for like the negative part for, like, worse. But I don't know if it's for my own good or if it's for the worst, but, first for the worst. But I only don't understand some of the things he does, but I still love, at the end of the day, he's my dad, no matter what, no matter who he's with, no matter where he's at, and I will always love him until whichever one of us dies first. So, therefore, that's why that one episode with my dad in 2018 was never released. But guess what? August 22nd, a ViaQuest one will be released for episode 4, and then one with my dad will be released for episode 5. So, we're finally getting a Lorain County Fair doubleheader in 1 week. And then, let me see, what else we got? Oh yeah, Marianne, it's Frank, her one of her 3 now grown nephews are coming over for Franco's birthday. That's going to be a vlog. I plan to record that too. That's another one. They're not sure when. They were going to have it the Sunday of the last day of the Corn Fest. In case I wasn't able to go Sunday, I wanted to go Friday instead. That was the original plan, but then Marianne said they forgot they had a camp to be to that same day. So now they're trying to figure an alternate plan when it's going to be. But I'm going to make sure I'm not already committed that day whenever they reschedule it to. That way I can be there, because I haven't seen them since 2016 when they were littler and before their mom, Carmen, died. May she, God rest her soul. So that's going to be another thing that's going to be recorded this month. See, let me say in order. Let me say in order what's going to be uploaded. We got the Summer Randomness, the final NASCAR trip, the final MIS vlog, at least for now. I mean, that doesn't mean, it's because it's the final one for now. It doesn't mean we'll never revisit a race again. There's a good chance we will. I'll see if I can sneak in between these big time projects, some real life NBA Jam, which I highly doubt. I Need for Speed on Bikes real life is already scratched, because everybody's going to start going back to school anyway and college, and it's going to be too late. And plus, Adventures are always starting, which I'll get to momentarily. So we're going to hopefully sneak in. I doubt real life NBA Jam is going to happen too. So that mathematically is scratched. So the only thing we still have a shot to do is, considering this was not the best summer like it was last year and the year before, Tim Duncan can recreate in Garra Acción Isidor, and maybe one final neighborhood fun tear it up like Terry Labonte episode. We'll just have to figure it out and see. But MIS, Cornfest, haircut, collaboration with Razors, Franco's birthday party, Lorain County Fair twice, Fun in the Sun season 3 finale. Oh my God, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to knock out this month. Maybe occasional Garra Acción Isidor, maybe a Duncan episode or two. Can I recreate the best and worst plays with the Spurs? Let me see here. Think. I'm getting distracted over here. See here. What's another one? Okay, Tim Duncan, can I recreate? Garra Acción. Oh yeah, neighborhood fun, tear it up like Terry Labonte. Just make one more episode of that, and then, okay, let's try this again. Hold on. All right, so the occasional usual suspects for the summer in general, no matter if it's June, July, or August, the ones that's actually mathematically realistic to sneak in. Neighborhood fun, tear it up like Terry Labonte. Garra Acción Isidor, Tim Duncan, can I recreate? Those are the 3, standard summer series that's, mathematically possible to, sneak in before we get to... Obviously, we're going to explain this momentarily, but the big projects that are coming up to knock out this month of this season of content for Season of Fun in the Sun, the final MIS vlog for now. I mean, I don't, even if we do go to races again, me and my dad, I don't know if we'll go back to MIS. We'll just have to wait and see. But the MIS vlog, the final one for the time being. Cornfest, next Friday or Sunday, depends on what day my mom has to work at the clinic and what day she's off. Haircut collaboration with the Razors. It's going to be a double header that weekend regardless of what day we go to the Cornfest. Either the Cornfest is going to be before or after the haircut with Razors. And then we got Poker Game Night, season 2, episode 6. Franco's birthday party sometime later in the month. We don't know exactly what day anymore because they had to reschedule it because they forgot they had camp on that the day they were originally going to have it. Lorain County Fair, twice, episode. Okay, well, let me see here. Let me count. Murray Ridge, Triad, my dad. So episode 4 and 5, Lorain County Fair Adventures. And then, of course, I forget, there's something else. Oh, no, yeah. No, there's nothing else. I'm hallucinating. And then, of course, the usual suspect of August 31st every year. Well, not every year, because we didn't even record one on that day in 2021. We just, did it off camera. The season 3 finale of Fun in the Sun, August 31st. And then September 1st, it's looking like Cedar Point for ViaQuest is going to happen. So let me get to the part that they'll kick off, the whole new portion, the later part of the calendar year, to like knock it out as a whole before we get to 2024, because we'll be hitting Winter Wonderland season 3 before you know it. But after because Adventures on the corner, I'm about to explain right now. So if it's not August 18th, the ViaQuest Cedar Point trip, it'll be September 1st, a ViaQuest Cedar Point trip. September 2nd, maybe. Honest to God, I hope the Crouch of Doom. I hope Sir Blackslot has his friends over again, just like last year. Which obviously last year was September 3rd, but of course every year the calendar goes back based on how it was the previous year. So hopefully, he invites Zach Barnhart, Chase English, and all those people over again. This way I know if they are here, I'd be prepared to record I know there's a 3-on-3 street basketball tournament, but hopefully, because last year, I'm kind of glad we did it off camera last year, because a lot of them had their shirts off, and TikTok stupid guidelines would have sniped my ass with the community guidelines violation. So this time, if I record, make sure people have shirts on, because I don't know, YouTube mostly doesn't care, but TikTok does. So the only way you can get away with it on TikTok is put the hashtag, even though this is not realistic, depending on how old the people you're recording with are how old the people you're recording with really are. If you put the hashtag, don't take this down, TikTok way 18, or 18 TikTok, don't take this down. That's the only way. That's like a cheap way to get out of a community guidelines violation in a situation like that. So hopefully we can record that. And then September 3rd will be another birthday tribute for Jocelyn Wadlam, which will also be her Casey Mears' 41st birthday. Well, Rezabeck in turn 2, and invite her Elvis impersonating brother again. And if she does, which I hope she does, this time hopefully we can get her ass to bed the night before. If after a potential, copy and paste of that 3-on-3 street ball basketball tournament with Sir Blackslot's friends last year, get some much needed rest, wake up refreshed early on Sunday, not they have to worry about one running home to catch the Southern 500 after an hour out the show. And then you just focus on the show the whole time and having a good time. And hopefully the weather cooperates this year if she decides to invite him again. And then, of course, as we all know, that following Tuesday is my 10-year anniversary of being on YouTube with this channel. So that's when normally Adventures in Autumn every year would start. But this year it's getting pushed back because of the 10-year anniversary special on YouTube. So we're going to be doing a video on that September 5th. I might do a special edition of one of my usual series. I'll just have to wait and see. I might do Neighborhood Fun, Tear It Up like Terry Labonte. And now for the elephant in the room, Adventures in Autumn, Season 3. So come August 31st, when we get to the Season 3 finale of Fun in the Sun, I'm going to let you, the fans, decide. On a poll on the YouTube community tabs, you choose whether Adventures in Autumn Season 3 will start either Thursday, September 7th, or Friday, September 8th. It's all up to you guys, you know what I mean? And I'm not sure when I want to start it. Part of me wants to start it for on September 7th in honor of David A. Arnold for his 1 year passing, and 1 year anniversary of his passing. And part of me wants to start it on a Friday to, like, you know, to like knock out the week. You know, get the fuck out of here, dumbasses. Anyway, part of me also wants to start it on September 8th. You know, that way it can just be a flat start, you know, on a end of the work week, and then, you know, by the time we get to the Saturday, Sunday, Monday 9/11, you know, the anniversary of those terrorist attacks, you know, we can you know, have it fully kicked into gear by then. So come August 31st, do it through a poll in the YouTube community tabs. The choices are yours and yours alone. Come on, people. Oh my God. Okay. I'm sorry for stupid ass video. Here come these dumbasses again too.
Oh, come on, what am I, invisible here?
Dumbasses are right there getting in my goddamn way. But anyway, like I was saying before, those two dumbasses in the street distracted me. So come August 31st, I don't know if you get to choose when the polls close on the YouTube community tabs, or they like close them at a certain period of time. The choices are yours and yours alone. Hopefully the polls will close in a timely manner, whether it's my decision or not, and you guys get to pick whether I started Avengers Autumn Season 3 on September 7th or September 8th, because usually I have it all figured out every year, but because of my 10-year anniversary on YouTube and the special video I'm going to do for that, I'm really not sure this year. But there's two things that are never going to change. Actually, no. Let me count here. Okay, 4 things that'll never change. 1, Winter Wonderland will always start on December 1st, no matter what, unless there's, like, you know, an emergency or something, or, you know, something crazy comes up, like, you know, like last year. We were going to start on December 1st last year like normal, but unfortunately right after Thanksgiving with the Oliveirases, the first video after we closed up Sandy Ridge, after the Sandy Ridge finale, we ended up getting sick for, I think, what was the second time that season, that fall-winter season. But let's hope that we don't have a repeat of that this year, so we can start that in a timely manner. The second thing that'll never change is that crock of shit is always going to come to an end. You know, the first full weekend of March. The first, like at the end of the first full week of March, usually March 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, around that time, right? That's when it's always going to come to an end. Spring is in the air. Actually, make that 5 things. Spring is in the air. Will always begin in March or April, whatever month gives us, whichever one of those 2 months gives us warmth first. Whichever month gets warm enough first, like March last year, April this year, that's when it always begins. Spring is in the air, no matter what, will always come to an end, you know, the first weekend of June. And then, of course, you know, that first Sunday of June, Fun in the Sun will always premiere that 2 days later. All those 5 things are never going to change for as long as I continue my YouTube and TikTok career. So just want to let you know right now, the only way that I would change whatsoever, if something crazy or an emergency like last December 1st when I got sick, where I had to put the start of Winter Wonderland Season 2 on hold until I got 100% again. And even after we started it, we ended up getting sick again, and our streak of vomiting came to an end after 15 years. The first time since 2007 we vomited, and that was when we couldn't go to Gavin's game, but luckily we made up for it. His game on New Year's Eve. On New Year's Eve matinee, that New Year's Eve morning, against the Clearview Clippers at, you know, Heather Youngkin's old school at former Murray Ridge SSA. Shout out to you, Heather. I miss you so much. I hope you're doing well. And I thought I swore I saw you one day around that time at South Park Mall with your boyfriend, but I would have said hi, but I was too busy in one of the stores, so I just kept doing what I was doing. But maybe one day I'll run into you. But yeah, so we made it. We got lucky. Oh no, that's just the painters, I think. Yeah. So we were lucky that, you know, we found a way to still go to one of Gavin's game, even if it was initially planned. But we still continued on with Winter Wonderland Season 2, even after getting sick a third time, because of the fact that, after we vomited, after the vomiting happened, my mom urged us to still go into work anyway, but I didn't give a shit because, because me, whenever, because they always say if you're sick, stay home, no matter how less or more, how severe it is, whether it's only, no matter how bad it is, even if it's not too bad, sick is sick, no matter. Well, unless it's in the warm weather months, then that's different. If you're just mildly sick, then yeah. In the summer month, that's a free pass. Anything goes with that. But in the winter months, yeah, that's a sign to stay home, even if it's mild. So, in the cold weather months, so I stayed home anyway, and she didn't like that, and it was the right move because I still had a lot of it left. By the end of that day, I did stay home. I started feeling better right away, because I got sick, but my nose wasn't too stuffy. I was coughing a lot, but I wasn't really all that stuffy, and I wasn't much congested, and I wasn't all that nauseous like I was in '07 when I vomited. That's why I went to work the next day, and plus, I think part of the reason why she still wanted me to go to work even that day, I did stay home anyway, because it was almost time for Christmas break. I only had a few days left of that week anyway, so that was just basically her way. I know you're sick and I would let you stay home, but you only have a few days left before Christmas break, so just finish the damn thing out anyway. And then after I stayed home that one day, I did. And then of course we had the karaoke session, that's just if there's anything I learned for the first time that I still replicate with myself and my friends nowadays, is that if there's no medication or anything to make you feel better, like you normally do, like you're supposed to, there's only one thing to do: make yourself feel better. And that's what I did with a fire rendition of Cup of Life, La Copa de la Vida. And look at that, I really wasn't sick anymore. I went home and posted all over my social medias what bad cold, bitch. And then we had the Christmas party a day early because we knew a blizzard was coming the next day. We were supposed to actually have it. And as they'll say, the rest is history. So now that, we're only 30 days away from the season 3 finale of Fun in the Sun, now we got to start talking about getting ready for the end of Summer Explosion Season 3. Our 10-year YouTube anniversary is supposed to just for this 1 year. And of course, Adventures in Autumn, not just Season 3, but Adventures in Autumn altogether. So I just wanted to give you guys the rundown of content, That way, when we get to the end of the videos, for the rest of the month, I don't have to do it there. I can just end the video faster with the outro, whether it's the standard regular outro from they have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow, take everyone good night, the part, whether it's just the regular, really, really short outro, or the medium-sized extended outro where I say, have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow, take everyone good night, and we'll see you all for the next video. Maybe see you later, everyone. Or if it's the modern day extended version where I say, have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow, and in between, take care everyone, good night, all the quotes from my favorite shows. And then instead of just saying, I'll see you all for the next video, whatever it may be, I provide some final rundown details for the future, within the next few days or weeks or a month or more or whatever. And then I just knock it out with a small birthday or anniversary wish to somebody, whether it's one of my real life friends, a regular person I know, or a famous person I'm friends with virtually on social media. And then that's when I say, see you later, everyone. So this way, if I just tell you what's to come on the channel towards the beginning of the video, not long after it starts, then maybe when we get to the outro, it's when we get to end the video, I can end it right there. Oh yeah, and I just remembered, we forgot about one thing. Actually, a couple things. The first thing we forgot was most important. On August 15th, we're going to be doing a birthday tribute to Kainalu Moya for his Todd Bodine 26th birthday. I did forget about that. And then, speaking of Kai Moya, right before summer ends, because we're going to be saying goodbye to Spectrum, You can ask my mom more about that because she knows more about it than me. So before we say goodbye to Spectrum Forever, we're going to do the TV Mega Mix. And we're going to hopefully do it before summer comes to an end within the next few weeks. And then, of course, August 23rd, August 25th, I think, which is Reese Caddell's birthday. So August 23rd and August 25th, which I think is Reese Caddell's birthday. Is it the 25th or the 26th? One of the two. Regardless, whether it's the 25th, 26th, whatever day it was, we have a couple throwbacks from those days in history. And they're ironically, they're both from 2019. So we're going to be posting those throwbacks on those days, on the anniversaries to commemorate them. So we're going to be pushing an August 23rd throwback that took place in the happiest place in Northeast Ohio, August 23rd of this year, when, Supersonic Fan 113 earned his nickname Explosion Boy for the first time. And then whenever Reese Caddell's birthday is, I'm going to say it's the 25th. So when August 25th rolls around, then that's when we're going to post the Reese Caddell birthday throwback from we went to Cedar Point. I don't have any footage from that Cedar Point trip, but I do have footage of me singing Ricky Martin, Vente Pa' Acá in the car. The Spanish version was playing, but I was, of course, me, I was singing it in English. And then we fast forward to the rest. Well, no, we have footage from the night before. We have, me being silly. I'm trying to blow the straw wrapper off the straw itself, and then it broke at my dad's old house on Appleseed, hers original crib. And then one day later, done the Ricky Martin Vente Pa' Acá car performance in English, even though it was over the Spanish version. And then we fast forward, since I don't have any footage from Cedar Point that day, we fast forward to the restaurant, which was Texas Roadhouse in Sandusky, where I try to play a trick on my stepbrother, saying Reese Caddell is over there, because I tried to get him to look so like she was actually over there, so I could hit him with the wrapper of the straw. And then I got my stepbrother and I can't remember what I said or did in that clip, but we're all gonna find out together when I upload, and so am I. And then me and my old friend Shannon, I don't even know if she's still there or not. It's going to fast forward to me, her, and a bunch of people in the restaurant singing happy birthday to Reese. And then, as I'm saying, in Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen. It cuts off at the amen part, because right as I was about to say amen, my dad was calling me, wondering what was taking me so long, even though he did say you can stay for a little bit, a tiny bit, to have everybody sing happy birthday to your friend from TV. But don't take too long, and guess what? I took too long. And then I have a couple Reese Caddell cutscenes from, hopefully, Coop and Cammy. I can find something different. I did find a different version of a clip saying her catchphrase as Minty Manson in that show. You tried your best, and that's all that matters, besides the one that I do have. So we can change it up a little bit. And then all that cutscene from the skit on the new modern day, all that she took over from Lloyd Beth Denberg on the original one. I know what it is. I don't remember what it's called, because all that reboot hasn't aired since, COVID halted the world and put that on hiatus. We never heard another word or a peep from that show again, unfortunately. And I was enjoying that too. And yeah, but even when we get to Adventures in Autumn, there's going to be a lot of anniversary commemoration throwbacks we'll be posting when those days come. So I'm not going to say what they are now, but there's a Sandy Ridge trash talk video from my Finsta that, was from late August, early September. I have to look on my Finsta. There's like one of my many alternate pages that I don't even use no more, because it just became way too much. So just focus on my main Instagram, Mark Oliveira's 215, like my old Twitter account used to be. So whenever that Sandy Ridge trash talk with Kelsey and her dog Diego was on that anniversary, because I know it was at this time of year in 2019, towards the end of August. So whenever that was, then that's when I'll post it. So that's another throwback. But yeah, even when we get to Adventures in Autumn, and there's going to be a lot of throwbacks that were from that time period in years past that I'm going to post on that day to commemorate the anniversary of those events taking place. So I was right the first time. Reese Caddell's birthday is August 25th. I was correct the first time. So here's a little scenario I'm going to explain in a moment. Okay, I thought someone was coming. And then, of course, the Sandy Ridge trash talk video that never got expanded into other more episodes. That was September 9th. So September 9th of this year will be a throwback. Yep, it's just a Saturday, yo. But here now the whole Reese Cadell birthday conflict. So you're probably wondering, Mark, what if your dad decides he wants to take you to Lorain County Fair on the 25th, and then what are you gonna do on Reese Cadell's? No, there's no conflict for nothing. There's no fucking conflict. I'm an idiot. I mean, there would be if I was doing a modern day birthday treat for her, but I mean, I've really been paying attention to her. Some of these people, I'm friends with on my shows, I haven't been paying much attention to like I used to. Not now. Not now.
No, somebody's leaving.
I'm recording, dude. What?
107.3 The Wave is Cleveland's Smooth FM. WNWV HD, Elyria, Cleveland.
I apologize for that, everyone. But anyway, some of these people from my favorite shows, past, present, or even in old, past, present, old, and new. Yeah, like, yes, even present day that are still running, and even the new shows that either got new seasons or are debuting for the first time. Some of them I really don't pay as attention to anymore, like I did back in like 2017, 18, 19, and even 2020 and 2021. Because they haven't really, done anything big since the shows they were on that I was following them. Like, Reese Cadell is one of them. Now, if I was making a modern day birthday tribute for her, then there would be conflict. But it is also kind of conflict, to be fair, too. Because what if my dad decides to go to the Lorain County Fair on the 25th? And then, because don't forget, I just remembered we did one for her in 2021 as well. We were supposed to go to work that day, but either I missed the bus or the bus never showed up. I remember it, so I remember going back to sleep, and then I woke up halfway through the day, and then we were out here really, really late at the crack of dusk. So, yeah. Break the gun in half is home. Let's go wish you a happy anniversary. So, yeah. So there's really no conflict. So whether we go to the fair on the 25th or not, the Reese Cadell 2019 birthday throwback will be uploaded no matter what. So if we were doing like a newer version, then yeah, there would be conflict. So there would be, then we'd have to come up with a solution. But regardless, I think, oh, hey, Maddie. I think we're still going to go to Lorain County Fair on a different day other than the 25th, but it just depends on my dad's availability and what day. There's the lad, Matt McKnight. I mean, and again, I'm sorry that we couldn't bring you part 2 of them changing the tires on the Mustang video, because remember, he got that day we were supposed to do it. He got home so late from work. I was waiting and waiting. It was taking forever. I couldn't wait no more, so I just gave up and left. But by the time I was like long gone, he came home from work and did it without me. So, hey, shit happens. It is what it is. So there's not going to be any conflict on August 25th when it comes to Reese Cadell, because no matter what day we go to the fair, that throwback from Cedar Point Day is going to be posted on the 25th on a real birthday. So therefore, my fault for being an absolute dumbass. Finally, some action here. We got the queen of tearing shit up, Abigail Sorg. Subscribe to her, link in the description. I gotta start doing a better consistent job of putting all this information in the description of the video, because I was doing a good job at first, and then I ended up getting very inconsistent with it, because every time I say go check this out, go do this, go do that, and the yada 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 in the description, then my dumbass forgets to put it in the description. I have to hold it like this to avoid a street sign. That's Chris, the garden lady. Okay, are we good? Yeah. Okay, so we're just taking a walk before the other queen of tearing shit up, her sister Emma, gets on. There's my best friend, Abby. Yeah, her name's Abby too, except she spells it with the Y. And because obviously we know you spell it with the I. She actually has this Abby has her headphones on, and is, that's probably why she can't even hear me, but yeah. So yeah, we were talking about, her adult brother's girlfriend that I actually known since Polaris, and I just told her that's another prime example of there's no running away from your past.
Her dog's name is Stormy, by the way.
That's Courtney's dog, by the way.
And then
Sadie.
They're besties. Let me show you the photos I have from them today.
Okay.
Oh, they're so cute.
It's not just the jazz channels that could never get away from me. It's just my past at, Berea High and Brook Park and all that other stuff. Polaris. No getting away. No getting away. Let's see if she's going to show us something here. Please stand by. Your mics are hot.
Cleveland's Smooth FM is 107.3 WNWV and WNWV HD, Elyria, Cleveland.
And I'm still getting blown the fuck up on TikTok. It was only a matter of time before it went from 13.6K to 13.7K. Hopefully this weekend at MIS, when I see my NASCAR friends for what will be the last time, some will probably be the only time, considering a majority of them I'm friends with on social media that I haven't met in person yet. Will probably be blowing my shit up in terms of them being follow how many people are following me, because now that I have Denny Hamlin's girl Jordan Fish on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, I still call it Twitter, not this new X bullshit, because not only fuck Elon Musk, but fuck name changes and in general, only speaking, fuck name changes and everything they stand for. Because I will not stand for name changes in any sort of capacity whatsoever. I have Jordan Fish on Instagram and Twitter, but I'm going to get her on TikTok next. And I'm going to see if I can get Samantha Bush to take a photo with me. Well, first I got to see if she remembers me from, when I shook her hand in the pits in 2016, ironically, which was... I met her the day that Kyle got legitimately passed on the last lap by Daniel Suarez. That was the same when that happened, and my dad became a Suarez fan that day. That was the same day I met Kyle Busch's wife and shook her hand while Brexton was a baby. And I always forget their daughter's name, but their daughter wasn't even born yet. So, man, I did see her last year. I tried to see if I can get her to remember me then, but. She probably had a lot on her mind because that same week, remember that Mall of America shooting from the week of MIS? Yeah, she was actually in the Mall of America when it happened. And thankfully, nothing happened to her or the kids, or Kyle himself. But she probably had that on her mind still. But now that it's been a year, I think it probably doesn't bother her as much no more. So hopefully she's in a much better mood and way better spirits now. So that way she can have time to talk to not only Kyle Busch fans, but the fans in general, and see if she can remember people who she met in the past. And this is also my last opportunity for a while, especially this is only the second NBC MIS race that in present day that I've gotten to go into the pits. It should have been 3 in 2021, but COVID decided to be funny to spike back up again for a short period of time. Out of 2 or 3 times it did. In mid to late 2021 in early 2022. Glad we don't see. Yeah, I'm glad we don't even see that no more. But yeah, this is my last opportunity now that we're going to NBC MIS race as opposed to a Fox broadcasted race, NBC broadcasted race rather than a Fox broadcasted race, to see if I could actually get to see if Kyle Petty remembers me from when I was little. Because we almost got it done last year. I was going on a wild goose chase up and down pit lane, looking for Kim and Dale Jarrett. I was looking for Dale Jarrett for the sake of my buddy Tim Simmons, number one Dale Jarrett fan. I was gonna get I was not even gonna get a picture with Jarrett. Instead, I was actually gonna get a video of him telling Timmy, "Thanks for being a fan of being my number one fan." Because him with Dale Jarrett is basically like the crowd you're doing with Matt Kenseth, or my cousin Dan Zazzino with Tony Stewart, and of course me with Kyle Petty. But yeah, hopefully not only if I can succeed with that this time, I can also succeed in seeing Kyle Petty again, to see if he remembers me from when I was 9 years old. Yeah, when I park the bus later tonight at the night's end, I'm gonna go find the picture on my Facebook and I'll save it to my phone, so that way, in case he doesn't remember me right away, that I can show him, hey, that I'll even show you proof that you met me before when you were driving and I was cheering for you, and see if that actually does it for him. I'm praying to God that not only do I get to meet him again, but also see if he actually legit remembers me, even if it's not the first time. If I show him the picture, after he says I kind of really don't, and then if it eventually rings a bell from the 9-year-old me to the current me, 20 years apart, oh hell yeah, if he does remember me, like, after that, then, oh, hell yeah. I'll feel like king of the world being the #1 Kyle Petty fan on planet Earth. Oh, mama, lean with it, Kyle Petty, lean with it, Kyle Petty. Another group of people I'm aiming for, which I was aiming for her last year, but I didn't get her. Because I probably missed her or something, I don't know. Or I probably wasn't paying close enough attention, or I wasn't in the right spot at the time she popped out. Kim Kuhn, you know, since Kelly Stavis is no more after that bullshit in 2020 at Talladega in 2021. That's unfortunate because she was probably my favorite. Like the way on NBC, the way Jamie Little was on Fox. But at least we got Kim Kuhn now, and I'm hoping, since I met every single person in the Dillon family, I've met Austin and Ty combined numerous amount of times. I've met Paul numerous amount of times. I've met Mariel numerous amount of times as a monster girl. So far, I've not met her like as a regular, you know, wife in the pits or whatever or something like that. I've not met her in that form yet. And what the fuck is this?
What the fuck was that?
I don't know what the fuck it is with all these random ass nasty brown spots getting all over my jersey, my white jersey. But anyway. Yeah, I've met, you know, Mariel, you know, I haven't met her as a regular fan of the pit. I mean, as a wife in the pits yet, concerning show. She's married to one of Austin's crew members. And for the first time ever, last year, I met Haley, Ty's wife, the one who I really didn't do anything. It was all her. I had to scream my name for me to get her attention directly towards me. And then when she saw me, looked up and recognized who was calling her. And she saw my shirt of Ty, you know, her husband. She comes up and gives me a hug first out of nowhere without me having to do anything. Oh, the comedian's home. Kind of made me feel good, especially as a Ty fan, knowing that, you know, his wife got to finally meet one of his biggest supporters as well as, you know, her brother-in-law, Austin. So based on the trend, I guess that means, hey, Dina. I guess based on the trend, I guess that means Whitney's next to finish it off until we hopefully one day get fully into NASCAR again. You just never, oh God, Ruby's out, watch out. Hey, Bev. Hi. Okay, so, yeah, some of the people are popping out because one thing I forgot about tonight is, makes me wish we didn't fall asleep yesterday. This whole Sandy Ridge, you know, meeting is tonight. You know, they annually do this every single year. Not at the same exact time of year. Not at the same time. Once a year, at different, you know, it just doesn't, you know, once a year they have this meeting of different topics of how they can help the neighborhood succeed and everything, and how they can do to make it better and make it, gain more proof as to why it's the happiest place in Northeast Ohio. I'm not going to fully get into that on the interwebs because that's between me and my real life friends and what's supposedly supposed to be the happiest place in Northeast Ohio to discuss. So, therefore, but it happens every year, but not at the exact same time because last year's version happened in the middle of season 2 of Adventures in Autumn. This year it's happening as we begin the last full month of season 3 of Fun in the Sun. So, based on the trend, when do we think what'll happen in 2024? But something I'm not going to talk about on the internet. So, oh shit. Go ahead. It's Justin. Justin's pulling in. He's the only one of the kids that's still here because Andrew and Lexi and Lindsay all moved away. Even though technically Lindsay didn't live here, but you know what I mean. That was John's daughter, and then Lexi and Andrew was Cammie's kids, but those two unfortunately moved away. So that's why we haven't really talked or hung out much like we used to, because it's really not that fun anymore. And plus, actually kind of makes sense that they're leaving, because I really wasn't talking to them for that much at all. After 2017, I think. I don't remember when Andrew and Lexi moved. But, yeah, but it sucks, but hey, it's part of life. People have to move on eventually at some point, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do. The king of tearing shit up. Remember him from the La Copa de la Vida World Cup recreation before that big storm rolled in where... Did that even start on the back straightaway that day? I don't know, but I remember I was at the grill bombers, and my mom called me asking me to come home because it was storming, and they said it was storming. They actually did it that one time. Because nowadays, every time they say it's raining or about to storm, it never fucking happens for whatever reason. Because I don't know if it just happened just recently, but I remember there was times where I thought it was going to rain, and guess what? May 7th. Yeah, May 7th this year. They said it was going to rain. It turns out it never did. And good thing, because remember, it wasn't on YouTube. We went to a grad party in the neighborhood for, Queen of Tearing Shit Up's older cousin, Rebecca.
This is Charizard. If you get this guy, you're going to have a lot of money. And if this is the rarest card. If you get this one, you're going to get so much money, you're going to be rich. If you get this card, you'll be half as rich of a million. If you get this card, you'll have to go on the first class plane. And if you get this card with this button, then you'll go on the jet. And if you get this energy card, then you'll win $1,000. That's all I have. Grab some more. You do a video of yourself talking, and then you'll fast forward to me.
I can't do that while I'm in the middle of recording on one side.
Okay. Here I go. So this is the card if you like. This is the card if you comment. This is the card if you subscribe. This is the card if you don't subscribe. This is the card if you do subscribe. This, with the button, this is when you ring. This is the one if you want to comment or something. And this is the one if you like this guy super much of Pokemon cards. That's good. So this is the rarest card. This is the second rarest card. And if you get this one, this is the third. This is not really the rare one, but it's just the golden one for no reason. And this one has a button to it. So if you get that one, you can have the button. And you have to be really special with those, all 4 of those, all 5. And if you get this one is the Thunder Speak. This one's the Hammer In. And this one, you'll get the Fungus Strike. This one has the 160 Pokemon card. This is the 80 Pokemon card. This is the 90. This is the Mulk. This is the best one, but the Pikachu Quick Attack that has bubble cards. And if you see that one somewhere, you can buy that. And if you see this one right here, you get that one. Because this one is the coolest one. And I'm moving on now. So, if you get this one, this is a little radish. It looks like a normal radish, but it's not. And if you get this one, this is the this is the coolest card. This is the Frozen Moth. And this is the energy one. If you get this one, you're going to have a case with it. You're going to have a little case that you can put it in, because this is the rare one. And this is the Grunky. He climbs on trees. And this is the same one as this one. You have to keep it in a package. Because, like I was saying, like this one, they're special. So you don't want to ruin them. And that's all we have today, folks. If you want some Pokemon cards, just Call me and I'll give you some.
But just keep in mind, this video as a whole is not over yet. It's just this part section is done. So kudos to the king of tearing shit up. We're doing a really cool display of his Pokemon cards. Now, back to the video. Okay, so my phone's getting low on battery. It's at a Shane meal, 47%. I mean, I don't think, besides JTG Doherty, I don't think there was a 47 in like the Winston Cup era. The lot I can think of is JTG Doherty, and I refuse, like Jeff Gordon, to associate that number with that team. But because I think of NASCAR and associating numbers with drivers and all that shit, I think of the Winston Cup, the last of Winston Cup 01 through 03, not the garbage we've got, like, you know, starting in the late 2000s to early 2010s. But at least in 2010, like late 2000s or early to mid 2010s, at least it was still somewhat, you know, bearable to watch NASCAR. Even late 2010s, like 2018 and 19, it was still tolerable too. 2020, it was okay with or without COVID. 2020, and like I said, 2021 was the last year I was like invested into it at all. No, 2021 was the first year I stopped caring if I had to miss races. 2020 was the last year I was fully invested. 2022 was the last year I was invested at all. The only race I'm going to be invested to this year, because we already renewed before I made my decision not to watch a single race this year, is MIS. Let's see if my new friends can come out. Unfortunately, today was not a good day, as Jason said, the dad/husband, because they're all eating dinner. And I feel bad for Ryan because he was looking for me yesterday. And I know how much we were looking forward to hanging out again yesterday after an amazing day we had the day before. But as you guys all know, I get these dragonflies the fuck out of here. My God, get the fuck out. Sorry. I know how much you was looking forward to playing with me yesterday after what we already entered the day before. But obviously, y'all know I ended up falling asleep after I took care of the garbage and, you know, decided I was going to take a 5-10 minute breather, but then I ended up getting too comfortable, and then I started getting this tired sensation, and boom, crash. So shit happens sometimes. Just you live and you learn. All right, as we're leaving Uncle Andy's, you know, Zane's uncle, and I finally saw him for the first time in 3 years. I got to see him this year. And the first time in 4 years since we met, the day we met, I got to hug his ass. But I did forget one batch of content that you will be seeing. Well, not on the channel, but over on both my TikTok accounts. Well, just two. One on my channel and one on my TikTok accounts. But one of them is going to go on both. So the one that's going to go on TikTok only, like the performance itself. Remember when I won the 2018 talent show and we did that birthday tribute for Daniela Perkins' sister and Danny Hamlin and Jordan Fish's younger daughter Molly? Well, it was a combination of a talent show vlog and a birthday tribute for Daniela Perkins' sister Divinity, and we concluded Molly Gold Hamlin's, you know, birthday as a small mini bonus. So yeah, when I did of none other than Living La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin, written by Robbie Draco Rosa and Desmond Cherwell, the performance part is individual is going to get posted on the main TikTok, the one that's blowing up now for the 16th time overall and the second time in 2 days. Well, the rest of the video itself, even though, because remember I was dating Helena at the time, not that Helena was a bad girlfriend, but to avoid, you know, getting people asking me questions, that's none of their business, and, you know, asking, why are you with a different girl, and if your girlfriend's Razel, and I don't want, you know, and even if I didn't care if I got asked questions, I just don't want people getting confused either. So I'm gonna edit, but that will mean I'll have to edit at the part where they announced me as the winner. But that's okay, because I can include, you know, Sherry Lotsky and I, you know, when we were like mother-son there at Murray Ridge in the 2017, 18, and 18, 19 season, when that's why I used to call her Mama Sherry, because everybody had this, the activity aides back then used to be Vicky, Sherry, and Lynn. Well, everybody was calling Vicky Mama Vicky, even I was, but I wanted my own staff mama. So I came up with Mama Sherry and Mama Luann. Luann Mayo was a sub in my building back in those days. Well, Sherry decided to make up a handshake where we do this with our fist, and then we bump hips twice. And so we used to do it full time, but then when she started getting arthritis because of her age and everything, we decided to reduce it to part time and not eliminate, instead of eliminating altogether, which was the fair thing to do. I forget who that is, but that was the fair thing to do. But we did bring it back for a one-time full-time, like a one-time deal, a one-time full-time deal, until, like, you know, celebrate my talent show win, which I already can see it on YouTube, but like a fully edited sample is going to be on the Mark Oliveris on YT TikTok account, while the performance itself is going to only be on the main account. So, but the other throwback that's going to be posted on here, on the channel and on TikTok, considering I recorded this back when A, I was taking my first of 2 YouTube breaks, and B, before I even had TikTok. I went to one of my friends, a fellow consumer at Murray Ridge, was Ashley Tarrant. Since I don't work at Murray Ridge anymore, it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter any longer if I share what I used to do, even though it's the same building, but still. But one of my friends is Ashley Tarrant. Black girl, a little bit darker than me. She invited me to her birthday party in late November 2016. I don't know if it was right before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving. It was sometime around that portion, you know. But I remember the night she invited me. It was during the first Spurs season without Tim Duncan, and when I was totally living La Vida Labrettes more than I ever was at any other point in 2016 and any part or all of late 2015. Well, it was the first Spurs season without Tim Duncan, and they were playing the Wizards that night on Fox Southwest and NBA TV. And it always used to drive me crazy how if it was a Spurs game on national television, but it was also with Bill and Sean, if it was nationally televised, they would always black that shit. And this goes for every team. Unless you live in the team's local area, they're always going to black out the local feed, and it have to make you watch it on the national feed, unless you actually live in that specific area where the team's playing. Where if you, like, for example, if we lived in San Antonio, then we could watch all 82 games of Bill and Sean Elliott no matter what. We don't have to worry about the nationally televised game, none of that shit. And best of all, with us calling Ohio home basically almost our entire lives outside of 2009 and August 01, June of 02, which was Michigan and Mexico, obviously. We wouldn't have to worry about listening to bitch ass Austin Carr, if anything. So, you know, old drunk sounding bitch. So, not you, man, not you. I wasn't talking about you. That's Jimmy Jam. So we don't have. I kind of had a feeling he was there, but I just wasn't sure. But anyway, you know, we basically call Ohio as a whole home our entire lives. So in this case, you know, if we lived in San Antonio, we wouldn't have to listen to old drunk bitch ass Austin, old drunk. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a stroke. We wouldn't have to listen to the drunk old bitch ass Austin Carr. We wouldn't have to listen to him. So it was you know, it just goes for all 30 teams. Like, say for example, we still lived in Michigan, we wouldn't be allowed to watch any other team on their feed except for the Pistons. That's it. So it's just not a Spurs thing. It's a league-wide thing. Anyway, back to the story, as I got an hour left of this before we have to park the bus. Even though my phone's getting lower on battery anyway. So Ashley Tarrant invited me to her birthday party, which I don't get invited to birthday parties very often, and don't just come at me saying, oh, but you only say that about Ridgeville. Well, it may sound like I do, but there are instances where I forgot where I was invited to other parties and stuff for birthdays and graduations that even this year that were not like in relation to my local friends in Ridgeville. Like, you know, Allison Smith's grad party, we always did a video on that. Yeah, but I forget about Ashley Tarrant's birthday party sometimes because it's 2023. That was way back in 2016. We're going this way. It was way back in 2016. So that's how long ago it was. So so that would have been, 6 years ago, I think. Okay, hang on. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. No, it was 7 years ago. I'm sorry. No, hang on. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 6. No, I was right the first time. 7 years ago. It was 7 years ago. So, of course, I'm going to forget it again because, we're in 2023 and that was back in 2016. So, this was the first indicator of me, being open to doing stuff, even when the Spurs were playing, even on days the Spurs were playing or their NASCAR was on. So, of course, I don't get involved. Like I said, don't think I just talk about not getting invited to too many Ridgeville grad parties and birthday parties for my local friends, because it doesn't happen very often with my other groups of friends either that's not Ridgeville. So this was one of the instances I got invited and I wasn't passing it up. So guess what? Everybody would think even during 2016 I would like forego it to watch the Spurs. Well, you thought wrong. I actually decided to come to the party and skip the first 3 quarters of the Spurs versus Wizards, which obviously we all know we had to watch it on NBA TV, where normally on NBA TV, the home team's local feed would get used. It's just a local feed for the home team, except, but with nationally televised feed graphics replacing the local team graphics. So it really isn't too local. It really isn't too nationally televised anyway when it comes to NBA TV games, because NBA TV is so damn lazy, don't know how to hire their own fucking announcers. But anyway, so I keep getting off topic. I need to get to the point so we can finally wrap this up in a little bit. So while the Spurs game was going on, the first year we didn't have Tim. Get these birds the fuck out. Birds and dragonflies need to fucking go. Get out of here. Shoo. Piss off. Okay, so anyway, oh my god, some of these stupid ass nature things are out for blood. So Ashley Tarrant invited me to her birthday party around Thanksgiving. I don't know if it was before or after I went, and I performed a lot of Ricky Martin, including the birthday song that was my birthday song in the La Vida Lab Rats universe earlier that same calendar year, Mas, aka Freak of Nature. So, therefore, I have a video of the Freak of Nature Mas birthday song, which in Lab Rats was known as Mark's Bionic birthday song. It's Terry. If y'all remember that. So, and then I unfortunately did not get a video of any of my 2 renditions of Livin' La Vida Loca. Once to start the party, and the one still was the second to last song that I did, because after everybody did all the songs that sung their favorite songs that they wanted to sing, everybody loved mine the most. Of course, that no surprise, no shock or surprise there. The one lady who was doing the DJ duty said, "You know what? Mark was so damn good tonight. He was the life of the party, like he always is. I want him to do Livin' La Vida Loca again," and that's what I did. And after I got done with the first chorus, my mom and dad had showed up, and they knew it was me because of the Livin' La Vida Loca playing. And so my mom told me that they were pulling up. She said to my dad, "It sounds like Mark. Come on!" And oh my god, that was amazing. And my mom got to see, and dad got to see the rest of it, as I was in mid-song, since I didn't know they were there. But then after the song ended, I finally saw them, and of course I said hi. And then they wanted me to knock out the party with one last concert, and I did La Bomba. See, I know that's all the part you're going to be seeing. So the first thing you're going to be seeing in that throwback come late November, right before we get to season 3 of Winter Wonderland, will be a throwback to Ashley Tarrant's birthday party in 2016, her 22nd birthday. The first clip will be the Mas Freak of Nature birthday song, and then the next clip will transition to the last song of the night, which was to knock out that concert. Knock out that party, which was the last concert to knock out that party, La Bomba. And hopefully the copyright bastards don't get their panties up in a wad and try to try to claim the shit. I mean, luckily on this channel, there's been no problem with copyright strikes, because a copyright claim is one thing, a copyright strike is another, so let's keep it that way. But yeah, let's tell the whole story about how the whole NBA League Pass thing works. Luckily, with, people dropping cable TV and going to the streaming with the Fire Stick and the jailbreak, we have not had, so a lot of people, pretty soon ourselves included, will no longer have to worry about blackouts and be able to watch their favorite team's feed all 82 games of the season. No national televised games of their team. No having to listen to the other team's feed, because either they don't have their favorite team feed or their favorite team's feed is there, but it's blacked out. None of that shit. So, therefore, this blackout shit is what's really annoyed me with the League Pass, to the point where even if League Pass was cheap or was free, then they're still going to include the blackouts, because that's basically part of the law. What NBA rules, I don't fucking know. But, it's like I said, that's not just a Spurs thing. It's a league-wide thing. So sometimes if you're in the local team fee area and they want to stand you where that's the only team they'll show their whose feed will get shown. Sometimes they'll do even the bigger of two evils. Like, I know nobody ever says that, but still, I just make shit up, like Jamie McMurray. The bigger of two evils, well, the lesser of two evils would be, blacking out your favorite team's local feed if you're supporting them in another state. So, but the bigger of two evils, like, unless it's your favorite team join the game, then yeah, this doesn't apply to you. But if you want to enjoy the game on national television, not have to listen to that one team's feed because you don't like them, the worst they could probably do, the bigger of two evils, compared to blacking out the other local team's feed, is basically blacking out the nationally televised feed, because some of the CAF seasons back when they were playoff and championship contenders did do that. It's like, it's bad enough that you block the local feeds and black those out for almost every team unless you're living in their territory. But then you go ahead and do the most egregious thing, which is the only thing worse than that. Black out the nationally televised feed. I'm not crazy about the nationally televised feeds either, but then you just do the bigger of two evils and black that shit out. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? At least luckily for the NFL fans, aka the fans of the most overhyped and overrated sport in America, they don't have to worry about blackouts at all. Even with the NFL counterpart of what NBA has with the League Pass. I know MLB is extra innings, but I can't remember what the NFL one is called. I don't remember what the NHL one is called either, but yeah, NFL fans are lucky. They don't have to deal with the trouble and bullshit that us NBA fans, along with the MLB and NHL fans, have to deal with. Makes me glad that there's no, local feed for all the teams in NASCAR. Even for the ones from 20 years ago when it was teams like Ganassi, Evernham, DI, Cowbells, PPI, all that stuff, I'm so glad there was all the NASCAR teams were not like all the stick and ball sports teams, where every single team on NASCAR, the 43 teams, had their own feed. Because that's what makes NASCAR different from basketball, football, baseball, hockey, all the stick and ball sports. That's what makes NASCAR different. There's no local teams where they have to center it around for a TV feed. There's none of that shit. It's nationally televised no matter what. No race team gets their own feed, just like how Spurs get their own feed with Bill and Sean or all that stuff, or how the Charlotte Hornets get that annoying ass Oompa Loompa we call Eric Collins, that piece of shit, that obnoxious, annoying bitch ass piece of shit. Yeah, Austin Carr's bad. Yeah, he's really, really bad. But trust me, Eric Collins seems like a nice dude, but he's a fucking annoying ass announcer. I mean, as a person, he's a cool dude. I mean, outside the booth, but inside the booth, yeah, he's a piece of shit, because even if a Hornets player does something very little, he'll sound like he fucking busted a nut or something. It's like, calm the fuck down, dude. It's not that serious. It's not like the Hornets are going to be a championship contender anytime soon, as long during the whole time you're still calling games for them. I bet you by the time we get into the future and you're old and you're retired, and like there's going to be more new people for the next generation. Once this current young generation grows as old as us, as we are now, by the time my generation dies out, then yeah, maybe we consider the Hornets championship contender then. But until then, just shut the fuck up. Even if they do something little, there's no need to like lose your shit over it. Because sure, Bill Land gets excited. Even during the years we have sucked, the last 4 years we've sucked, but nothing that egregious. Even Bill Land didn't get as egregious as you do when Duncan did something great, or something great that was little, or Ginobili or Parker, or when the trader was, or aka the fraud was here, nephew, or when any of the good players from their early modern day Spurs, as in Duncan's late career, was around. Even Bill Land didn't go that far, but you have having egregious calls that made it sound like he was busting a nut. I mean, some of the team's announcers are just not it, especially if you're like a fan of one, if you're a dedicated fan of one team for as long as they've been a fan dedicated to the Spurs, that you're used to your team's announcers, that you listen to them for so long, like for every year you listen for every game. But as soon as you hear different teams' announcers, yeah, it's fucking weird. I mean, the nationally televised announcers, it can be, but not as frequently, because everybody gets to listen to those, no matter what state or territory you're in. All right, we got Jeremy Mayfield, 19 minutes left, and a Todd Bodine, 26% battery left. So, which means our phone's getting ready to die. The time's running out. So, if there's any TikTok dance we want to sneak in by sheer miracle, by luck of the draw, now's the time to do it. What we're gonna do is go on a half a lap, just a wild goose chase by a single straightaway. Coming down this back straightaway over into turn 3. I think Marianne's dad is there. We're gonna see if I can sneak her in, but if we don't, then that's okay. And that means, again, no TikTok dances were done on this day in Sandy Ridge, but at least we got one done at work today. So please stand by. Your mics are hot.
107.3 The Way.
I believe they're busy in the backyard because the garage is open and people are there, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna come out to talk or, hang out or chill or do stuff or make TikToks or be thrown in just a basic YouTube video. So maybe we'll find someone by miracle. I don't know. So, don't give up yet. So here's what we're gonna do. All right, we're coming through turn 4. We're going to go down the front straightaway, which is our street, and go just down that scenic route, the no-no zone in turn 1, because this is the no-no zone in turn 4, which will automatically put you out of the race if we even go that way in real life Need for Speed. So if we don't find anybody, we'll just come back. We'll just kill ourselves and we'll go back.
The dream ended and reality set in.
So unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Plus, we got Johnny Benson 10 minutes and Jerry Nadeau, Joe Nemechek 25% battery anyway. So that means basically time is basically run out, So sadly, our TikTok gets blew the fuck up for the 16th time overall and for the second time in 2 days. At work today. So it's better than nothing, like in terms of the both halves of the day, the work part of the day and the neighborhood part of the day during the nighttime hours. So that wraps it up for this Summer Randomness 2023 edition. So the next randomness video may either be, depends on what I decide. It either will be my 10-year YouTube anniversary special video, or it'll right as we kick it into gear with Adventures in Autumn Season 3, then we'll do a fall randomness. I'm not sure which one it's going to be, but August 31st, when we get to the Season 3 finale of Fun in the Sun at the end of this month, then that's when we'll decide everything. Time to park this motherfucking bus. So until next time, this is Mark Oliveira signing off. Again, no TikTok dances were done on this day in Sandy Ridge, but that's okay, especially because we got, 3 versions of one done at ViaQuest today for my friend Jacqueline's Casey Mears' 41st birthday. Even though she looks like she's 31 or 21, she don't look 41 at all. So we all know the content that's going to come out in the weeks and the next few months to come before we get to season 3 of Winter Wonderland come December 1st, you know, including that includes all the throwbacks we call Blast from the Past. So therefore, I hope you're all set like Jimmy Johnson to, like, you know, check it out like Kevin LePage as I stack it up like Kenny Wallace just for all of you. So it's time to get the fuck out of here. Have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Life will give you a lot of lows, but when you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn, pace yourself, bring your ass, be you. You have to try harder to do less. You can't deport a dream. Sometimes the worst things in life lead to the best things. Always bet on the side of love. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Sometimes you just got to be present. You never fail until you stop trying. It never pays to worry too much about things. It's never too late to turn the day around. Another day in time, another day to shine. Sometimes you just gotta flock yourself. Trust your instinct. Stand up for yourself, not back down to anyone. All for one, one for all. You gotta bounce. Just when you think things will never be okay again, here comes a miracle that proves you way wrong. A connection can happen when you least expect it. Honesty is the best policy. Sometimes you just gotta dive in, follow your dreams, show up for the rest of your life. When you're all cheering together, every day is a win. There is no tomorrow. Everyone is strong in many different ways. Sometimes you don't get to choose who you love. Take care, everyone. Good night. And I will see you all for that next video, whenever that may be, because there's a lot to look forward to as we wrap up season 3 of Fun in the Sun and hopefully and get ready to start the 3rd annual end of summer explosion before kicking off season 3 of Adventures in Autumn come September 7th or the 8th. Remember, that's going to be a poll on the community tabs on August 31st, and whatever wins by whatever has the more votes after the end of summer explosion, that's when we start Adventures in Autumn season 3. But we've made it to the crib. Time to go inside, take a shower like Terry Labonte, drink some ice cold Coke, and cook us whatever that may be for supper. So see you later, everyone.
107.3